The plane touched down in Portland, and a rush of excitement coursed through me. This city, with its reputation for vibrant food culture and eclectic festivals, promised a welcome escape from my routine. I had come here for a conference, but the allure of the unfamiliar felt like an invitation to break free, if only for a week. As I stepped into the terminal, the scent of fresh coffee mingled with the crisp autumn air. I took a deep breath, savoring the moment. My life back home felt like a distant memory, my husband's comfortable routine, our children's demands, and the weight of responsibilities that often left me drained. Here, I could be someone else, if only for a short while. After checking into my hotel, I dropped my bags and headed out to explore. The streets were alive with energy, food carts lined the sidewalks, each offering tantalizing aromas that beckoned me closer. I wandered past vibrant murals and small boutiques before finding myself at a local brewery. The cozy atmosphere promised warmth against the chilly evening air. I settled onto a bar stool and ordered a flight of craft beers. The bartender was friendly, eager to share recommendations about local favorites. As I sipped on my first sample, a rich stout, I felt a sense of liberation wash over me. This was my time. That's when he walked in. He had an easy smile and an air of confidence that drew my attention immediately. He approached the bar and ordered without glancing my way at first. But when he turned to face me, our eyes met, and something shifted in that instant. A spark ignited between us that felt both thrilling and unsettling. "First time in Portland?" he asked, his voice warm and inviting. "Just for work," I replied, trying to sound casual despite the flutter in my chest. "I'm here for the same conference," he said with a grin. "Name's Alex." "Emma," I introduced myself, feeling oddly excited by our exchange. We began talking about our sessions at the conference, the latest trends in our industry, and soon discovered we shared similar interests beyond work. As we chatted over beers, laughter came easily between us. The connection felt genuine, it was refreshing to engage with someone so effortlessly. But as the evening wore on, a nagging thought crept into my mind: what would my husband think? Guilt tugged at me as I recalled our last conversation before leaving home, his tired smile as he waved goodbye while juggling chores and kids' activities. Here I was flirting with another man while he managed our family life alone. Yet there was something about Alex that made it hard to focus on anything but him. His stories were captivating. He spoke passionately about his dreams and aspirations as if they were tangible things rather than distant hopes. Each word drew me deeper into his world, a world where responsibilities didn't overshadow joy. "Want to grab dinner?" Alex suggested after finishing his beer. I hesitated for just a moment before nodding. What harm could it do? We strolled through downtown Portland under twinkling lights until we found a charming restaurant tucked away from the bustling streets. Over plates of artisanal pasta paired with local wines, we continued to share pieces of ourselves, our backgrounds, our dreams, and as we laughed together more freely than I had in years, I felt walls begin to crumble inside me. The night unfolded like magic. Every moment spent with him seemed to erase echoes of my life back home. Still lurking beneath this newfound connection was an undercurrent of guilt that refused to fade entirely. As we finished dessert, a decadent chocolate torte, I caught myself gazing at him more intently than intended. There was something undeniably magnetic about him that pulled me closer despite every rational thought urging caution. "We should do this again," Alex said softly as we walked back toward my hotel. "I'd like that," I replied breathlessly. When we reached the entrance of my hotel, silence enveloped us momentarily as if acknowledging the weight of what lingered unspoken between us, the chemistry that buzzed in the air like static electricity waiting for release. "Good night," he said hesitantly before turning away toward his own accommodations nearby. "Good night," I echoed quietly as warmth spread through me at his lingering presence even as he walked away, a bittersweet ache settling within me. Inside my room later that night, thoughts swirled chaotically around guilt and desire battling for dominance within me. What had begun as an innocent encounter had morphed into something far more complicated than expected, a magnetic pull towards someone who wasn't part of my carefully constructed life back home. And yet, there was something undeniably intoxicating about this connection. It offered an escape from reality, if only temporarily, inviting possibilities beyond what had become mundane existence over years spent married with children demanding attention, constantly pulling focus away from personal desires or dreams left unfulfilled along life's path. As sleep finally claimed me amid swirling emotions battling inside my mind, the promise of tomorrow loomed ahead, filled with uncertainty yet tantalizingly enticing possibility. A decision awaited just beyond dawn's light. Would I dare explore this unexpected attraction further? The morning light filtered through the hotel curtains, casting a soft glow across the room. I lay in bed, the events of the previous night swirling in my mind like a vivid dream. Alex's laughter echoed, his easy charm wrapping around me like a warm blanket. The memory of our conversation lingered, each shared story drawing us closer. As I got up, the weight of guilt settled on my shoulders. I was a married woman, and yet here I was, contemplating what felt like a betrayal. The thought gnawed at me as I dressed for the day's conference sessions. My phone buzzed with notifications from home, reminders of responsibilities waiting for me back in my real life. I met Alex in the hotel lobby for breakfast. He was already seated at a small table near the window, his eyes lighting up when he saw me. "Morning. You look like you just stepped out of a magazine," he said with that disarming smile. "Thanks," I replied, trying to dismiss the flutter in my chest. "How did you sleep?" "Like a baby," he said, taking a sip from his coffee cup. "Dreaming about exploring Portland today." His enthusiasm was infectious, and for a moment, I allowed myself to forget about my marriage and commitments back home. "What do you have in mind?" I asked. "I thought we could start with some food carts downtown," he suggested. "I've heard they're amazing." Food carts sounded perfect, an opportunity to explore together while indulging in Portland's vibrant culinary scene. As we walked through the bustling streets later that morning, I found myself relaxing into his company. We sampled everything from gourmet tacos to artisanal donuts, laughing over shared bites and playful banter. "You know," Alex said as we sat on a bench enjoying our treats, "I don't usually connect with people like this." He paused, looking at me intently. "It's refreshing." "Same here," I admitted, feeling an unexpected warmth spread through me. We continued wandering through Pioneer Courthouse Square, where street performers showcased their talents amidst an audience of locals and tourists alike. The atmosphere buzzed with energy, it felt alive and liberating. As we paused to watch a juggler toss flaming torches into the air, Alex turned to me with an earnest expression. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course," I replied cautiously. "What are you looking for?" "In life, in relationships?" His question hung heavily between us. I hesitated, it felt too personal yet too inviting to ignore. "I guess, a sense of connection? Something more than routine." My voice was barely above a whisper. He nodded slowly as if contemplating my words deeply. "That makes sense." We moved closer together on the bench, our knees touched slightly, a simple gesture that sent shivers down my spine. The world around us faded as our conversation shifted toward more intimate topics, childhood dreams and regrets we carried silently through life. In that moment of vulnerability shared between us, something shifted, an invisible line crossed when our gazes locked fiercely, an unspoken understanding blossoming between us like spring flowers breaking through winter's frost. We kissed. The memory surged forward unbidden, it felt electric and terrifying all at once. Suddenly aware of how close we'd become physically and emotionally sent my heart racing again. The thrill mingled with anxiety as reality crashed back over me like cold water splashing on sun-warmed skin. Just then, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted someone familiar walking toward us, a colleague from work who had also come to Portland for the conference. Sarah from accounting looked shocked at what she saw before quickly masking her expression as she approached us. "What are you two doing?" she asked casually but clearly caught off guard by our closeness. The moment shattered. Guilt washed over me anew as Sarah's presence reminded me of everything waiting back home, the family obligations pressing down like an anchor pulling me back into mundane waters after tasting freedom's breeze here in Portland. "Oh. Just exploring," Alex replied smoothly while shooting me a quick glance filled with concern and curiosity about how I would respond. "Right, well," Sarah said slowly as if weighing her next words carefully before continuing on her way without further inquiry into our unusual companionship, her eyes lingering just long enough for doubt to creep into my mind about what this meant going forward. "Do you think she suspects anything?" Alex asked once Sarah had turned away completely out of earshot again. His brows furrowed slightly, revealing genuine concern lining his handsome features now shadowed by uncertainty hanging thickly between us both after that encounter had disrupted everything so abruptly. "I don't know," I admitted quietly, feeling torn between wanting this connection with him while still grappling with loyalty towards my family back home who depended on me completely. Both sides pulling fiercely against each other, creating inner turmoil threatening to tear apart whatever fragile bond had formed here amid newfound excitement surrounding us both throughout today's adventures together thus far. As we resumed walking side by side down bustling streets filled with aromas wafting from nearby cafes stirring up memories long forgotten tucked away within everyday life, I couldn't shake off feelings swirling inside, threatening chaos just beneath surface calmness, masking deeper struggles lurking beneath every smile shared between breaths taken together under bright skies overhead, illuminating paths ahead waiting patiently for decisions yet made regarding futures uncertain still looming large. Upon horizon beckoning forth change desperately needed but equally daunting all at once. With every step taken further into unknown territory alongside him, I felt both exhilarated and terrified, simultaneously wondering where this journey would ultimately lead, not only for myself but also him, standing beside, ready, willing, open hearts seeking something more than mere fleeting moments spent together during brief time, shared now rapidly approaching end soon enough. The rest of the day unfolded in an exhilarating blur. We visited local breweries where laughter flowed freely over craft beers enjoyed under string lights, illuminating cozy outdoor spaces filled with friendly chatter surrounding us, enveloping warmth radiating throughout, evening air thickening gradually around fading. Daylight slipping away slowly, reminding reality waited just beyond reach, beckoning return homeward soon enough, but not without leaving lasting impressions behind forever etched within hearts entwined briefly together amidst whirlwind adventure found unexpectedly, a long way leading towards self-discovery hidden deep beneath layers built over years spent conforming expectations placed upon lives lived dutifully until now. As night fell upon Portland, stars twinkling above shimmering softly against darkening sky, I caught myself stealing glances toward him, frequently unable resist magnetic pull, drawing closer despite reservations nagging persistently, reminding consequences awaited should choices made lead down paths uncharted previously traveled alone. And yet, there remained something undeniably intoxicating about this connection that felt worth exploring further despite risks involved. It promised escape from reality, even if only temporarily, granting permission live fully present moment, instead worrying what might come next or consequences arising later down road traveled, ultimately diverging paths taken separately once returned homeward again. But before long, darkness enveloped everything around us completely, leaving only flickering candlelight illuminating faces glowing brightly, reflecting joy shared within each other's company, now growing ever closer, still yearning explore depths hidden beneath surface, longing discover truths buried deep below layers carefully constructed over years spent building lives lived according societal norms expected upon women like myself, navigating complexities relationships formed throughout lifetime. Spent balancing roles played daily without fail until now. And then suddenly, A moment arrived when hesitation broke free entirely, allowing spontaneity guide actions taken next, leading toward unexpected decision made without forethought or consideration given potential fallout awaiting beyond horizon looming ever nearer, threatening disrupt fragile peace established thus far during brief time spent together exploring city alive buzzing vibrantly around us both. With heart racing wildly pounding against ribcage urging action taken immediately. I leaned forward, closing distance separating bodies, bridging gap, finally uniting, lips pressed firmly against one another, igniting spark ignited deep within, souls intertwined, finding solace amidst chaos swirling outside, world beyond grasp, right now lost time suspended entirely, allowing nothing else matter except connection forged here tonight amidst flickering lights shining brightly overhead, illuminating path ahead, guiding steps taken further along, journey begun earlier today, leading down roads unknown, waiting discovery awaiting those brave enough venture forth, daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago. But just as quickly as blissful moment began, it ended abruptly, leaving lingering taste, sweetness fading slowly away, replaced by stark reminder reality awaited beyond this fleeting escape, pulling focus back toward responsibilities looming large, demanding attention awaiting return homeward soon enough, bringing closure, final chapter written already penned long ago, forming narrative dictated others rather than own, choices made freely, guided heart instead following instincts, driven desires awakened. Recently igniting passion reignited after years dulled by monotony, routine established within confines, familiar surroundings once comfortable yet stifling, keeping true self hidden beneath layers built up, protecting vulnerable heart, longing freedom found only briefly experienced alongside stranger turned confidant, kindred spirit discovered unexpectedly during weeks spent losing track, time lost wandering streets filled, adventure seeking meaning beyond ordinary existence led astray temporarily. Forgetting obligations calling out, demanding attention beckoning, return homeward soon enough inevitably pulling apart, lives intertwined briefly here tonight, leaving unanswered questions lingering, heavy air thick and tension palpable surrounding everything left unsaid. Hanging precariously poised upon precipice, change awaited eagerly just beyond reach, daring leap, take plunge into unknown depths, uncertain futures looming ahead, filled promise, hope, transformation awaited those willing brave venture forth, explore realms unexplored, searching truth hidden away, safely guarded behind walls built high, protecting fragile hearts yearning, love lost found again somewhere along journey traveled throughout life, seeking connection deeper than mere surface interactions formed, fleeting moments passing quickly, fading memories replaced new ones created along way, shaping identities, shaped experiences endured, forging paths walked alone or together, intertwined forever, changed by choices made, daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago, leading toward brighter tomorrows, filled hope, renewal, awakening spirit, longing soar free, unencumbered weight lifted, finally discovering true selves hidden beneath layers built carefully over time, waiting patiently emerged, transformed, renewed, ready face whatever challenges lie ahead, not backing down, refusing settle, merely existing instead, thriving, living fully present, embracing every moment gifted regardless outcome, faced tomorrow. Returning homeward knowing changes inevitable coming forth regardless, choice made tonight guiding future ahead, illuminated brightly shining light path forward, beckoning onward, calling forth courage, summon strength needed, navigate uncharted waters awaiting exploration, daring embrace adventures yet unfold, carrying whispers, dreams kept alive burning brightly within hearts longing find their way, finally unleashed, soaring high above horizons, limitless possibilities awaiting discovery, journeys embarked upon, united spirits seeking truth, beauty, love, connection deeper than mere words spoken, softly shared glances exchanged, fleeting touches, lingering warmth held tightly, holding on to memories cherished forever, etched deeply within souls intertwined forever, changed by choices made, daring leap, take plunge into unknown depths, uncertain futures looming ahead, filled promise, hope, transformation awaited those willing brave venture forth, explore realms unexplored, searching truth hidden away, safely guarded behind walls built high, protecting fragile hearts yearning, love lost found again somewhere along journey traveled throughout life, seeking connection deeper than mere surface interactions formed, fleeting moments passing quickly, fading memories replaced new ones created. A long way shaping identity shaped experiences endured forging paths walked alone or together intertwined forever changed by choices made daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago. Leading toward brighter tomorrows filled hope renewal awakening spirit longing soar free unencumbered weight lifted finally discovering true selves hidden beneath layers built carefully over time waiting patiently emerged transformed renewed ready face whatever challenges lie ahead not backing down refusing settle merely existing instead thriving living fully present embracing every moment gifted regardless outcome faced tomorrow returning homeward knowing changes inevitable coming forth. Regardless choice made tonight guiding future ahead illuminated brightly shining light path forward beckoning onward calling forth courage summons strength needed navigate uncharted waters awaiting exploration daring embrace adventures yet unfold carrying whispers. Dreams kept alive burning brightly within hearts longing find their way finally unleashed soaring high above horizons limitless possibilities awaiting discovery journeys embarked upon united spirits seeking truth beauty love connection. Deeper than mere words spoken softly shared glances exchanged fleeting touches lingering warmth held tightly holding on to memories cherished forever etched deeply within souls intertwined forever changed by choices made daring leap take plunge into unknown depths. Uncertain futures looming ahead filled promise hope transformation awaited those willing brave venture forth explore realms unexplored searching truth hidden away safely guarded behind walls built high protecting fragile hearts. Yearning love lost found again somewhere along journey traveled throughout life seeking connection deeper than mere surface interactions formed fleeting moments passing quickly fading memories replaced new ones created a long way shaping identity shaped experiences. Endured forging paths walked alone or together intertwined forever changed by choices made daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago leading toward brighter tomorrows filled hope renewal. Awakening spirit longing soar free unencumbered weight lifted finally discovering true selves hidden beneath layers built carefully over time waiting patiently emerged transformed renewed ready face whatever challenges lie ahead not backing down refusing settle. Merely existing instead thriving living fully present embracing every moment gifted regardless outcome faced tomorrow returning homeward knowing changes inevitable coming forth regardless choice made tonight guiding future ahead. Illuminated brightly shining light path forward beckoning onward calling forth courage summons strength needed navigate uncharted waters awaiting exploration daring embrace adventures yet unfold carrying whispers dreams kept alive burning brightly within hearts. Longing find their way finally unleashed soaring high above horizons limitless possibilities awaiting discovery journeys embarked upon united spirits seeking truth beauty love connection deeper than mere words spoken softly shared glances. Exchanged fleeting touches lingering warmth held tightly holding on to memories cherished forever etched deeply within souls intertwined forever changed by choices made daring leap take plunge into unknown depths uncertain futures looming ahead filled promise hope. Transformation awaited those willing brave venture forth explore realms unexplored searching truth hidden away safely guarded behind walls built high protecting fragile hearts yearning love lost found again somewhere along journey. Traveled throughout life seeking connection deeper than mere surface interactions formed fleeting moments passing quickly fading memories replaced new ones created a long way shaping identity shaped experiences endured forging paths walked alone or together. Intertwined forever changed by choices made daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago leading toward brighter tomorrows filled hope renewal awakening spirit longing soar free unencumbered weight lifted. Finally discovering true selves hidden beneath layers built carefully over time waiting patiently emerged transformed renewed ready face whatever challenges lie ahead not backing down refusing settle merely existing instead thriving living fully present embracing every moment gifted regardless outcome faced tomorrow returning homeward knowing changes inevitable coming forth regardless choice made tonight guiding future ahead illuminated brightly shining light path forward beckoning onward. Calling forth courage summons strength needed navigate uncharted waters awaiting exploration daring embrace adventures yet unfold carrying whispers dreams kept alive burning brightly within hearts longing find their way finally unleashed soaring high above horizons. Limitless possibilities awaiting discovery, journeys embarked upon, united spirits seeking truth, beauty, love, connection deeper than mere words spoken softly, shared glances exchanged, fleeting touches, lingering warmth held tightly, holding onto memories cherished forever, etched deeply within souls intertwined, forever changed by choices made, daring leap, take plunge into unknown depths, uncertain futures looming ahead, filled promise, hope, transformation awaited those willing, brave, venture forth, explore realms unexplored, searching truth hidden away, safely guarded behind walls built high, protecting fragile hearts, yearning love lost, found again somewhere along journey traveled throughout life, seeking connection deeper than mere surface interactions formed, fleeting moments passing quickly, fading memories replaced new ones created along way, shaping identity, shaped experiences endured, forging paths walked alone or together, intertwined, forever changed by choices made, daring embrace possibilities offered outside comfort zones established long ago, leading toward brighter tomorrows, filled hope, renewal, awakening spirit, longing soar free, unencumbered, weight lifted, finally discovering true selves hidden beneath layers built carefully. Over time, waiting patiently, emerged transformed, renewed, ready face whatever challenges lie ahead, not backing down. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden hue over Portland's skyline as Alex and I strolled through the bustling streets. The air was thick with the scent of food from nearby carts, and laughter echoed from a nearby festival. Each step felt lighter, as if the weight of my responsibilities back home had momentarily lifted. "Have you tried the tacos from that cart?" Alex asked, pointing to a vibrant stall adorned with colorful banners. "No, I haven't," I replied, intrigued by his enthusiasm. "Let's check it out." As we approached, the vendor greeted us with a warm smile. I ordered a couple of tacos while Alex opted for something spicier. We found a small table nearby, and as we sat down to eat, our conversation flowed effortlessly. It was as if we had known each other for years rather than mere days. "So, what do you think of Portland so far?" he asked between bites. "It's beautiful," I admitted. "I wish I could explore more without thinking about everything waiting for me back home." His expression softened as he leaned closer. "What's holding you back?" I hesitated. The truth weighed heavily on my heart, my family, my marriage. But here, in this moment with him, those thoughts seemed distant. Just life, you know? Responsibilities. He nodded knowingly, his gaze intense yet comforting. "Sometimes it feels like we're just going through the motions." Our conversation turned personal again as we shared stories about our lives, our dreams, our disappointments. With each revelation, an invisible thread pulled us closer together until our lips met in a soft kiss that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. The kiss lingered in my mind long after it ended. It was exhilarating but also frightening. It stirred something deep within me that had long been dormant. As we walked on after finishing our meal, I couldn't help but wonder what this connection meant for both of us. Later that evening, we found ourselves at a local brewery nestled in the heart of Portland's Arts District. The atmosphere buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses as patrons enjoyed craft beers and local wines. We settled into a cozy corner booth where the dim lighting created an intimate ambience. "I love how vibrant this city is," Alex remarked while sipping his beer. "There's so much life here." "Yes," I agreed, feeling the warmth of his presence beside me. "It's refreshing." As he spoke about his experiences living in different cities for work, I couldn't shake the feeling of being drawn into his world, a world filled with excitement and possibility that felt foreign yet inviting. "Do you have kids?" he suddenly asked. The question caught me off guard. My heart raced at the thought of sharing such intimate details about my life back home, the children who relied on me for everything. "Yes," I finally managed to say. "2 boys." Alex's expression shifted slightly, curiosity mixed with concern danced across his features. "How do you balance it all?" I sighed deeply. It was a question I often pondered myself but rarely answered honestly. "I'm not sure I do," I confessed quietly. He reached across the table and took my hand gently in his, a gesture that sent shivers down my spine despite its simplicity. You deserve happiness too. His words resonated within me like an echo that refused to fade away. Yet reality loomed large over our newfound connection. Guilt gnawed at me like an insistent reminder of what awaited back home. Emma? A voice called out from behind us. My heart dropped as I turned to see Claire, an old friend from college, standing there wide-eyed and clearly surprised to see me in such company. Is everything okay? She asked cautiously, glancing between Alex and me. Yeah. Just enjoying some time off, I replied too quickly. Claire raised an eyebrow but didn't press further. Instead, she smiled warmly before launching into conversation about her own life updates, her job promotion and upcoming wedding plans, which only heightened my sense of disconnection from my own reality. As she chatted away excitedly about her future while sitting across from us, all I could think about was how different my life felt compared to hers, a stark contrast between stability and uncertainty swirling around me like fog on the riverbanks outside. Finally excusing herself after promising to catch up later, Claire left us alone again, but not without leaving behind an uneasy tension hanging in the air between Alex and me. What now? He asked softly once she was gone. I hesitated before answering. Uncertainty clouded my thoughts like shadows creeping over sunlight-drenched streets outside our booth window. A reminder that this moment couldn't last forever despite how perfect it felt right now amidst laughter echoing around us, still lingering faintly through walls surrounding us, tightly encasing memories made already fleeting moments slipping away fast like sand through fingers, grasping desperately, trying hold on to something slipping away beyond reach far too soon. I don't know, my voice trailed off as doubt crept in again. A familiar companion reminding me of everything left behind, waiting patiently at home, yearning desperately for attention, once more beckoning return soon enough. As night deepened around us, enveloping everything into darkness illuminated only by flickering lights above, casting shadows dancing playfully across wooden tables, filled laughter spilled everywhere around, creating memories cherished forever, etched deeply within hearts. Longing find their way, finally unleashed, soaring high above horizons, limitless possibilities awaiting discovery, journeys embarked upon, united spirits seeking truth, beauty, love, connection deeper than mere words spoken, softly shared. Glances exchanged, fleeting touches, lingering warmth held tightly, holding on to memories cherished forever, etched deeply within souls intertwined, forever changed by choices made. Yet still looming ahead, consequences unspoken awaited arrival, bringing forth decisions needing face bravely head-on, confronting fears lurking beneath surface, waiting patiently, ready strike when least expected. The morning light filtered through the curtains, casting soft shadows across the room. I stirred, feeling the warmth of Alex beside me, a comforting presence that felt both foreign and familiar. The events of the previous day flooded back, our laughter, the shared stories, and the undeniable connection that had blossomed between us. We spent the night together, and it felt like a moment suspended in time, away from my responsibilities and expectations. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think about what awaited me back home. My family was miles away, unaware of this new chapter unfolding in my life. The thought of returning to my routine felt suffocating, yet here I was, tangled in a web of emotions that made everything seem so much more complicated. Good morning, Alex murmured, his voice still thick with sleep. He turned to face me, his expression warm and inviting. Morning, I replied softly, unsure how to navigate this newfound intimacy. He reached out to brush a strand of hair behind my ear. What's on your mind? I hesitated. Just thinking about everything. The weight of my life back home loomed over me like a dark cloud. How could I explain that I was torn between two worlds? We could explore more today, he suggested, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Portland has so much to offer. A part of me wanted to agree wholeheartedly, another part tugged at my conscience, reminding me of my obligations. I should probably check in with my family, I said reluctantly. Alex's expression shifted slightly. Of course. But maybe just one more day? Let's not rush back into reality just yet. His plea resonated within me, igniting a flicker of rebellion against the mundane life I had grown accustomed to. Okay, I found myself agreeing before I could second-guess myself. Just one more day. As we ventured out into the vibrant streets of Portland, the city buzzed with life around us. Food carts lined the streets, their enticing aromas wafting through the air, each stall offering a glimpse into local culture. We stopped at a cart selling delicious breakfast burritos and shared one while sitting on a nearby bench. "This place is amazing," Alex said between bites, his eyes scanning the bustling scene before us. "It really is," I replied, trying to savor every moment. But even as we laughed and enjoyed our time together, nagging thoughts tugged at my mind. What would happen when I returned home? Would this connection last beyond our fleeting encounter? We wandered through Pioneer Courthouse Square where street performers captivated passers-by with their acts, musicians strumming lively tunes and dancers twirling gracefully under the sun's warming rays. For a moment, it felt like we were living in an alternate reality where nothing else mattered but this blissful escape. Yet as we walked hand in hand through the square, reality knocked again at my door, a reminder that this was temporary, that soon enough I'd be faced with decisions that would shape my future. "Emma?" A familiar voice called out suddenly from behind us. I turned slowly to see an old colleague from work standing there with her husband. My heart sank as recognition washed over me. This was not how I wanted to be seen by anyone from my past life. "Oh. Hi." I managed to greet them while trying to mask my unease. "What are you doing here?" she asked curiously as her gaze shifted between Alex and me. "Just attending a conference," I replied too quickly while feeling Alex tense beside me. Her eyes narrowed slightly in suspicion before she smiled brightly again. "That's great. Portland is such an exciting city." "Yes," Alex chimed in smoothly before I could respond further. "Emma has been showing me around." I forced a smile while internally grappling with how much she might infer from our interaction, how easily rumors could spread if someone caught wind of our connection. "Well, we should let you two enjoy your day," she said cheerily before waving goodbye with her husband as they walked away. Once they were out of sight, tension hung heavily in the air between us. "That was close," Alex said quietly. "Yes," I agreed reluctantly while trying to shake off feelings of guilt creeping back in. "I didn't expect to run into anyone." "Are you okay?" he asked gently as he searched my eyes for reassurance. "I will be," I replied though uncertainty lingered beneath the surface like an uninvited guest refusing to leave. As we continued exploring Portland together, the quirky shops filled with handmade crafts and unique trinkets, I felt myself drifting further away from reality and deeper into this fleeting connection with Alex. Each shared experience brought us closer, every laugh echoed louder than any doubts whispering in my mind about what lay ahead when this week ended. Later that afternoon, we found ourselves at one of Portland's local breweries, a cozy spot filled with an eclectic mix of patrons enjoying craft beers and lively conversations echoing off wooden walls adorned with local art pieces. As we settled into our seats outside on the patio overlooking bustling streets below, sunlight casting golden hues across everything, I couldn't shake off feelings swirling within me like bubbles rising in freshly poured beer. "I've been thinking," Alex began hesitantly after taking a sip from his glass filled with amber liquid shimmering under sunlight streaming down upon us both like blessings bestowed upon lovers lost amidst chaos surrounding them outside their bubble formed only by shared moments spent together here now far removed from past lives once lived elsewhere far away. "What about?" My heart raced, anticipation hung thick in the air between us again. A charged atmosphere filled not only by words left unsaid but also by unspoken desires lingering just beneath surface waiting patiently for right moment reveal themselves fully without fear judgment looming large overhead waiting strike when least expected. "I might consider moving closer to your city." His words caught me off guard, they hung there suspended like fragile glass ornaments waiting for something, or someone, to shatter them irrevocably, forever altering everything. My breath caught as possibilities unfolded before me. Visions danced through my mind showcasing potential futures intertwined together or perhaps torn apart depending on choices made now versus later when confronted head-on back home where realities awaited patiently lurking beneath surface ready strike when least expected. What do you mean? The question slipped out before I could stop myself. Curiosity mingled dangerously close alongside fear gripping tightly around, heart racing wildly inside chest, echoing louder than anything else surrounding us here now. I just think there's something worth pursuing between us. His gaze held mine steady. Sincerity radiated from him like warmth spreading across cold winter nights, offering comfort amidst uncertainty looming ahead, waiting strike when least expected. A part of me wanted desperately to cling on to those words, to believe they meant something profound amidst chaos swirling all around. But another part whispered warnings, reminding me that dreams often come at cost steep enough threaten everything built carefully over years lived thus far. As evening approached and twilight began painting skies overhead, shades deepening into soft purples mixed gently together, blending seamlessly, transitioning into darkness, enveloping world outside slowly fading away, leaving only flickering lights illuminating pathways ahead, beckoning forth new adventures awaiting discovery, journeys embarked upon, united spirits seeking truth, beauty, love, connection deeper than mere words spoken softly, shared glances exchanged, fleeting touches, lingering warmth held tightly, holding on to memories cherished forever, etched deeply within souls intertwined, forever changed by choices made. Yet still looming ahead, consequences unspoken awaited arrival, bringing forth decisions needing face bravely head-on, confronting fears lurking beneath surface, waiting patiently ready strike when least expected. The soft hum of the city wrapped around me as I walked through the streets of Portland, each step weighing heavier than the last. The vibrant food carts lined the sidewalks, their enticing aromas a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing within me. I had spent an entire week in this city, a week that had turned my world upside down. The memories of laughter and shared moments with Alex played in my mind like a film reel, but with each recollection came a wave of guilt crashing over me. I found myself at Pioneer Courthouse Square, a hub of activity where locals and tourists mingled. Music floated through the air from a nearby festival, people dancing and enjoying life without a care. I watched them, their joy palpable, and felt an ache in my chest. Could I ever feel that carefree again? My phone buzzed in my pocket, pulling me from my thoughts. It was a message from home, my husband asking how I was doing. A simple question that felt loaded with expectation. Just busy with work, I typed back, fingers trembling slightly as I hit send. The truth was far more complicated than that. My heart raced at the thought of returning home to face my reality after this whirlwind experience. As I stood there lost in thought, I spotted a couple nearby. They were sharing an intimate moment, laughing softly as they leaned into each other, completely absorbed in their own world. A pang of longing shot through me. It mirrored what I had felt with Alex but also highlighted what I was missing back home. "Are you okay?" A voice broke through my reverie. It was an older woman who had been sitting on a bench nearby, her eyes filled with concern. I forced a smile. "Just thinking about life." "Life can be complicated," she said wisely, her gaze drifting to the couple before returning to me. "Sometimes you have to choose what makes you happy." Her words hung in the air like a challenge. What did happiness even mean for me now? The thrill of new love or the comfort of familiarity? Doubts swirled within me like leaves caught in an autumn wind. As if on cue, another message pinged on my phone, this time from my best friend back home asking if everything was all right between me and my husband. My heart sank further. She sensed something was off even from miles away. "I'm fine," I replied quickly but knew it wasn't true. I took a deep breath and turned away from the square, needing space to think clearly. Each step echoed with uncertainty as I wandered toward one of Portland's local breweries, seeking solace in familiar surroundings filled with laughter and camaraderie. Inside, the cozy atmosphere wrapped around me like a warm blanket. The chatter of patrons blended with clinking glasses and laughter, a welcome distraction from my swirling thoughts. But as I settled at the bar nursing a craft beer, visions of Alex invaded my mind again, the way his eyes sparkled when he spoke about his dreams or how he made me laugh until it hurt. "Hey there. You look deep in thought." The bartender greeted me cheerfully. I managed a weak smile in response but didn't engage further. Instead, I stared into my glass as if it held all the answers to my questions. Moments later, two men entered and took seats nearby, one wearing an Oregon State cap while his friend sported a vintage band t-shirt that caught my eye for its nostalgia. They were animatedly discussing their favorite breweries when one casually mentioned his recent breakup. "It's tough out there," he said with a shrug. "But sometimes you just have to let go and find what makes you happy." His words struck me hard. They resonated deeply within me like echoes bouncing off walls of uncertainty. What if finding happiness meant letting go of everything I had known? A sudden rush of emotion overwhelmed me as memories flooded back, the mundane routine at home juxtaposed against this exhilarating adventure filled with possibility and passion for life again. The bartender approached again with another round for someone else seated at the bar beside me, a woman who seemed equally lost in thought until she caught my eye and offered an encouraging nod. "You okay?" she asked gently. "I'm just figuring things out," I replied honestly. "Life is too short for regrets," she said knowingly before turning back to her friends who were laughing loudly across the table. Her words lingered long after they faded into background noise around us, a reminder that time waits for no one and choices must be made before opportunities slip away forever. As night fell outside casting shadows across dimly lit corners inside this cozy space filled with laughter and warmth surrounding us all, I felt myself standing at yet another crossroads where decisions loomed large ahead waiting silently eager for action. What would happen when Sunday came? Would this week be nothing more than an escape? Or could it lead to something transformative? The thought spiraled endlessly within until finally breaking free. "I can't go back," whispered softly under breath barely audible above noise surrounding us all, yet enough clarity emerged amidst chaos swirling inside head reminding self that change begins here now. With newfound determination igniting fire deep within soul, I left behind remnants holding tightly onto past clinging desperately beneath surface quietly urging forward toward brighter horizons yet unseen shimmering faintly just beyond reach. But first came reckoning, the reality awaiting return home looming large ever-present casting shadows deeper than any night sky could hide. What awaited upon arrival? Would family accept new version emerging slowly taking shape within? Questions remained unanswered while heart raced wildly anticipating next steps leading toward unknown futures beckoning forth brightly shining ahead illuminating pathways guiding forth toward potential forever altered by choices made along way. The days in Portland blurred into a whirlwind of emotions and decisions. I stood at the edge of a precipice, staring down into the unknown. The weight of my choices pressed heavily on my chest, and each breath felt like a reminder of what I was about to leave behind. As I prepared to leave the hotel, a message pinged on my phone. It was from an old colleague, Sarah, who had always encouraged me to pursue my dreams. "Emma, remember that project we talked about years ago? You should consider it again. You'd be amazing." Her words echoed in my mind, stirring feelings I had long buried under layers of responsibility and routine. I paused for a moment, contemplating Sarah's message. Could I really reshape my life? The thought both excited and terrified me. My heart raced as I remembered my time with Alex, the laughter, the connection, the way he made me feel alive. But could passion outweigh stability? The conference had wrapped up, and Portland's vibrant streets buzzed with life outside my window. I could see food carts lining the sidewalks, their colorful tents beckoning with promises of culinary delights. A part of me wanted to dive back into that world, into spontaneity and adventure, but another part held me back, tethered to my past. Are you ready? Alex's voice broke through my thoughts as he appeared at the door, his expression a mix of hope and uncertainty. Ready for what? I replied lightly, trying to mask the turmoil within. To explore one last time before you go home, he said softly. I know this isn't easy. His gaze held mine for a moment too long. It was filled with understanding and something deeper that made my heart flutter again. Okay, I finally said, stepping out into the sunshine where possibilities seemed endless. We wandered through Portland's eclectic neighborhoods, sampling food from carts that offered everything from gourmet tacos to artisanal donuts. Each bite tasted like freedom, a stark contrast to the mundane meals waiting for me back home. Laughter filled our conversations as we shared stories about our lives, dreams once forgotten now resurfacing amid this unexpected connection. Have you ever thought about what you truly want? Alex asked as we sat on a bench overlooking the river. What do you mean? I asked cautiously. I mean beyond your responsibilities, what do you want for yourself? His question lingered in the air between us. I hesitated as memories of late nights spent working on presentations or managing family obligations flooded back. I used to want to travel more, to write. Then why not start now? He leaned closer, his eyes earnest. You have this chance. A spark ignited within me at his words, yet fear crept in like an unwelcome shadow. What would everyone think? Would they understand? Would they support me? We walked along the riverbank as dusk fell over Portland, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. A festival was setting up nearby, music wafted through the air accompanied by laughter from families gathering together. The scene tugged at something deep inside me, a longing for connection beyond fleeting moments. Alex stopped abruptly and turned toward me. Emma, he said quietly, I know this is complicated, but I feel something real here. His confession hung heavy between us as uncertainty swirled around us like autumn leaves caught in a breeze. So do I admitted reluctantly. What will you choose? He asked earnestly. The question echoed in my mind as we returned to our hotel room later that evening. My heart raced with conflicting emotions. Every choice felt monumental yet equally daunting. Stability or passion? Safety or adventure? That night was unlike any other. We spent hours talking about dreams, his child's future intertwined with mine, and how they might fit together if given half a chance. We spent the night together without crossing certain lines but connected deeply in ways that felt almost sacred amidst our chaos. Morning light streamed through the window when reality hit hard again. It was time to return home soon, a place filled with expectations and obligations waiting patiently for my arrival while I stood on this precipice between two worlds. As we packed up our belongings together in silence punctuated only by soft rustles of fabric against fabric, doubt crept back into my mind like an unwelcome guest refusing to leave. What would happen when I returned? Whatever you decide, Alex said gently while handing me my suitcase, know that you're not alone. His kindness struck a chord within me, a reminder that perhaps there was support waiting beyond judgmental gazes from friends or family who might not understand this new chapter unfolding before me. But just then came another message on my phone. It was from home, a frantic text from my husband detailing an unexpected crisis involving our child's health that required immediate attention upon returning home. Panic washed over me as reality crashed down like waves against rocky shores. Was this fate intervening or merely another hurdle? Suddenly everything felt heavier than before. Choices became intertwined with responsibilities spiraling out of control faster than anticipated. Emma? Alex's voice pulled me back to him amidst swirling thoughts threatening to consume every ounce of clarity left within reach. I need some time, I replied shakily while glancing outside where life continued unabated despite storms brewing beneath surfaces unseen by others around us, at least not yet anyway. Take all you need, he said softly but firmly. His eyes held understanding mixed with concern, as if sensing how close I stood, teetering over an abyss filled with unknowns waiting patiently below, beckoning forth potential futures forever altered by choices made along this journey. With one final look exchanged between us, a silent promise lingering unspoken, I stepped away toward uncertain paths leading back toward home, while knowing deep down nothing would ever be quite the same again. As I walked away from Alex, the weight of my decision pressed down on me like a heavy fog. Each step felt deliberate, as if I were walking through a dream where reality was tethered to an invisible thread. The vibrant streets of Portland buzzed around me, but I was lost in my thoughts, contemplating the life I was about to return to and the choices that lay ahead. The conference center loomed ahead, a stark reminder of my responsibilities. I had come to this city seeking clarity, yet here I was, feeling more confused than ever. My phone buzzed in my pocket, pulling me from my reverie. It was a message from Alex. I've been following your journey online. Let's talk when you're back. My heart raced at his words. Did he mean what I thought he meant? Was he willing to take this leap with me? As I entered the conference hall, the familiar faces of colleagues greeted me with smiles and small talk. But beneath their cheerful greetings, I sensed an undercurrent of judgment lurking just below the surface. The laughter echoed in my ears but felt distant, as if it belonged to another world entirely. I forced myself to engage, nodding along and offering polite responses while my mind drifted back to Alex and our fleeting connection. During lunch at one of Portland's famed food carts, I found myself sitting next to Karen, an old friend from work. She was animatedly discussing her recent trip abroad when she paused and looked at me closely. "Emma, you seem different," she said with genuine concern. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I replied too quickly, but she wasn't convinced. "Come on," she pressed gently. "You can tell me if something's bothering you." I hesitated, weighing the risks of sharing my internal struggle with her against the comfort of opening up to someone who cared. "It's just, work has been overwhelming lately." "Is it just work?" she asked pointedly. Her question hung in the air between us like an uninvited guest. Did she know? Could she sense that my heart had strayed into uncharted territory? "No," I admitted quietly after a moment's pause. "It's more complicated than that." Karen leaned in closer, her voice dropping to a whisper as if we were sharing a secret only we could understand. "You deserve happiness too, Emma. Whatever that looks like for you." Her words struck a chord deep within me as memories of Alex flooded back, his laughter echoing in my mind like a siren call urging me toward change. After lunch, as the conference resumed its sessions filled with PowerPoint presentations and industry jargon, I struggled to focus on anything other than what lay outside these walls. The bustling streets of Portland where adventure awaited just beyond the glass doors. Later that afternoon, during a break between sessions, I stepped outside for fresh air and found myself wandering toward Pioneer Courthouse Square, the heart of Portland's vibrant community life. The square buzzed with energy. Street performers entertained passers-by while food vendors offered tantalizing aromas wafting through the air. I spotted a small gathering near one corner where people were watching a local band play folk music. The melodies tugged at something inside me, a yearning for freedom and authenticity that had been buried under years of routine and obligation. As I stood there absorbing the atmosphere around me, a mix of laughter and music, I felt an unexpected pang of longing for Alex's company beside me. His presence had awakened something within that craved more than just mundane existence. Suddenly caught up in this momentary blissful distraction from reality, my phone buzzed again. This time it was Alex calling directly. "Emma," his voice came through clear yet tinged with urgency. "Can we meet? There are things we need to discuss before you leave." "Where?" My pulse quickened as anticipation surged through me. "How about that brewery we visited last night?" he suggested softly. "I'll be there," I promised before hanging up, my heart racing with excitement mixed with trepidation about what lay ahead. Arriving at the brewery felt surreal. It was as if stepping into another world entirely, one where possibilities stretched infinitely before us rather than being confined by societal expectations or familial duties. Alex was already seated at our usual table tucked away in a cozy corner illuminated by soft amber lights casting shadows across our faces as we settled into conversation over craft beers brewed right there on site. "Thanks for coming," he said earnestly after taking a sip from his glass, the warmth radiating between us palpable even amidst casual banter about our favorite brews. "I couldn't resist," I replied honestly while stealing glances at him. The way his eyes sparkled when he spoke ignited something deep within, a flicker of hope amidst uncertainty swirling around us both like autumn leaves caught in an unexpected gust. "I've been thinking about everything," he began cautiously after several moments passed filled only by comfortable silence punctuated by laughter from nearby patrons enjoying their own evenings out together. Couples sharing intimate moments reminiscent of what once felt familiar for me too until now becoming foreign territory altogether. "What do you want?" His question hung heavy between us. It demanded honesty, a reckoning against all that had transpired since our fateful encounter days earlier amidst Portland's charm enveloping us both so effortlessly yet dramatically altering everything else outside these walls forevermore. The truth danced on my tongue but faltered under pressure. What did I truly want? A life filled with passion or one anchored firmly in stability? Just then, a loud crash echoed behind us followed by startled gasps, and suddenly chaos erupted around us as people scrambled away from whatever had caused such commotion. My heart raced not only from fear but also realization dawning upon me. This moment would be pivotal, not just for Alex or myself, but for everything we held dear back home waiting patiently while our lives hung delicately suspended above uncertain futures waiting to unfold. In those fleeting seconds where time seemed frozen amid chaos erupting all around, I understood one undeniable truth: whatever choice lay ahead would change everything forevermore. The moment I stepped through the door of my home, the familiar scent of my family rushed over me, mingled with a hint of something unsettling. My husband, Mark, was in the kitchen, his back turned as he stirred a pot on the stove. The sound of bubbling water felt foreign against the backdrop of Portland's vibrant streets I had just left behind. "Hey, you're back," he called out without turning around. "How was the trip?" "Busy," I replied, my voice sounding distant even to my own ears. The weight of my experiences in Portland pressed heavily against me. I forced a smile as I stepped further into our home, feeling as if I were walking into a life that no longer fit. Mark turned to face me, his expression brightening momentarily before settling into a look of concern. "You okay? You seem off." "Just tired," I said quickly, hoping to deflect his attention. "Long week." I glanced around the kitchen, taking in the clutter that had accumulated in my absence, the half-empty cereal box on the counter and an unwashed coffee mug left from breakfast. It all felt like remnants of a life that had been put on pause while I explored something new and exhilarating. As I settled onto one of the stools at the kitchen island, Mark returned to stirring dinner. He chatted about mundane things, work projects and upcoming family gatherings, while my thoughts drifted back to Alex and our conversations filled with laughter and shared dreams beneath Portland's cloudy skies. "Emma?" Mark's voice pulled me back to reality. "Did you hear what I said?" "Sorry," I murmured, forcing myself to focus again. "What was that?" "I asked if you wanted to go out for dinner tomorrow night." "Just us." His eyes sparkled with hope. The invitation hung between us like a fragile thread, reminding me of everything that had been untouched during my absence. The closeness we once shared now felt like an echo from another time. "I'll have to check my schedule," I replied non-committally. A flicker of disappointment crossed his face before he masked it with a smile. "Sure thing." After dinner, as Mark cleared the table, I retreated to our bedroom. The familiar surroundings felt suffocating now. Every picture frame on the wall told stories of moments I had once cherished but now seemed tainted by memories of Portland. Sinking onto our bed, I pulled out my phone and stared at Alex's last message, a simple note wishing me safe travels home. The warmth behind those words ignited a familiar ache within me. My heart raced as thoughts collided. Could this really be it? Was this fleeting connection worth dismantling everything? Just then, my phone buzzed again. This time it was an alert from our family group chat. My heart sank as I read the messages flooding in. News about Mark's mother being hospitalized after a fall. What? My voice trembled as panic surged through me. It wasn't just any news, it was news that would change everything for us all. I rushed downstairs where Mark stood by the kitchen sink washing dishes. His expression shifted from casual focus to alarm when he saw mine. "What is it?" he asked sharply. "Your mom, she fell," I stammered, struggling for composure amidst swirling emotions. He froze momentarily before setting down his dishcloth and turning fully toward me. "What do you mean? Is she okay?" "I don't know yet." The words stumbled out awkwardly as dread settled in my stomach like lead. "There's talk about her being hospitalized." Mark's face paled as he processed this information. Worry etched deep lines across his forehead. "We need to go see her," he said decisively. "Yes," was all I managed to reply while grappling with an overwhelming sense of guilt creeping in alongside concern for his mother. As we hurriedly prepared ourselves for what lay ahead, gathering essentials and making calls, I felt torn between two worlds, one rooted firmly in familial duty and another filled with uncharted possibilities that beckoned from afar. In those moments before we left for the hospital, uncertainty loomed large over me like dark clouds threatening rain. Would this event draw us closer together or further apart? Would we find solace or unraveling threads? The drive felt interminable. Silence enveloped us like a heavy fog as we navigated through familiar streets that now seemed foreign under these new circumstances, each turn reminding me how easily life could shift course without warning. Once we arrived at the hospital, a sterile environment buzzing with activity, I watched Mark transform into someone resolute yet vulnerable as he rushed ahead toward his mother's room while anxiety gnawed at my insides like an insistent whisper reminding me of everything unresolved between us and Alex. Inside her room, Mark's mother lay frail but conscious, a stark contrast against the sterile white sheets surrounding her fragile frame. She greeted us with weary eyes filled with warmth despite her condition. It broke something inside me seeing him reach for her hand while trying hard not to crumble under pressure. After several hours spent waiting alongside family members who trickled in one by one, sharing stories about better days, I found myself stepping outside for fresh air when suddenly an unexpected message pinged on my phone. Alex checking in again after hearing about what happened back home. My heart raced anew at seeing his name flash across the screen. Temptation wrapped itself around me tightly like vines choking out sunlight amidst confusion swirling within every corner of thought processes battling each other relentlessly inside my mind. With shaky hands trembling slightly against cold metal railing outside, I hesitated briefly before typing back, "It's been tough, things are complicated here." Before hitting send though, a thought struck hard enough that it stopped me dead in tracks. What if this connection wasn't just fleeting? What if there was more waiting beyond these hospital walls? As those possibilities danced tantalizingly close yet maddeningly out of reach, I realized then how much hung precariously between choices made during moments spent lost within Portland's embrace versus responsibilities awaiting patiently back home. And just like that, the choice loomed larger than life itself. Should I respond fully or pull away entirely? Would stepping deeper into this emotional quagmire bring liberation or further entrapment? Suddenly feeling overwhelmed by everything swirling around, I pressed send anyway while uncertainty gripped tighter than ever before.